Hi, everybody. We're back again with another episode of Kahin Kissi Roast. And in this show, we roast some topics that we find prevalent in Hindi serials. And Antara and I are here just to do that again this week. Antara, what you got this week?
Today we are going to roast with namak mirch masala how medical practices are shown in IT.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I want to start with this one thing that I thought was extremely ridiculous. And this is a discussion I was having with Manu the other day as well. I said, Manu, it just shows you how much respect these writers and directors have for us as an audience, because they think we'll buy it. We'll buy it if the doctor says, "Aapki BV life support per hai." And then when you look at the BV, she doesn't even have an oxygen mask on her face. Oh, life support per hai. कोई tube नहीं है. उसके body किस तरीके से life support per hai? We don't know. So they get away with stuff like that because we don't notice or we don't care. But but the whole point over here is, why do they write these dialogues if they don't have the execution of those dialogues ready? All it took was some hospital equipment for them to show that the woman was really on life support. But instead of showing that, they actually wheel her out of the operation theater just like that. There's no blood on her body. She just got shot in her heart, for God's sake. Nothing. No thing.
और अगर नहीं है इक्विपमेंट तो अभी शूट किया है ना वो सीन, बोल दो कि भाई ये मत बोल,
कुछ और डायलॉग निकाल दो एडिटिंग में.
डायलॉग निकाल दो. अगर इक्विपमेंट नहीं है तो डायलॉग निकाल दो. इक्विपमेंट और डायलॉग डाला तो इक्विपमेंट लाओ. लाइक इट्स जस्ट दैट.
This has to be as simple as that. How lazy can you be as a show? How pathetic do you think your audience is? How dumb do you think people are who are watching the show that you won't even bother to execute it properly?
Okay, here's the thing. I understand budget constraints happen. Okay, we cannot, like, most of these shows cannot afford a set like Grey's Anatomy, and they cannot show those equipments. They don't even know how to execute those equipments. The point is, there is a way around. You don't have to show everything. You don't, when you say something like that and you say someone is critical, cut the scene and show the next scene as that person lying in the bed. Okay, and the family, don't show them wheeling her out in that state. This is what I actually like about Pakistani dramas, is that they don't have that kind of budget. They don't go for those superfluous things. वो बोल देते हैं कि ऐसा हुआ है. You as an audience, you understand कि ये हुआ है. Some time has passed, एक दो दिन, and after the third day, that person is probably sitting like that. Show them with the change of clothes and all. It's okay. Story आपके कोई वो नहीं, पर इनको वो भी तो चाहिए. To show that
at most it tells you that the team behind the show really thinks that the audience is so dumb.
Yeah. नहीं और इनको ये सस्ता नशा भी बेचना है ना, कि वो बेहोश है तो वो उसको टच कर रहा है, सेक्सुअल, मतलब वो ओहो क्या डोरी बांधी, ये कर दिया, मतलब इस टाइप के सीन्स दिखाने भी है. तुम्हारे पास जो बोल रहे हो एग्जीक्यूट करने को नहीं है. लाइक दिस कैन आल्सो बी डन वेरी सटली. लाइक बोल दो कि भाई शी इज ऑन लाइफ. Show the family 3 days later when the doctor comes and says like, okay, she is getting better now, and then show them.
No, the best part is under a doctor comes and tells the guy, chill.
And like what ICU CCU allows, like, I have never seen anybody allowed in CCU, like, patient and nurse only, patient and medical staff only. No family member is ever allowed with patient.
Excuse me, ये तो एक शो है, ये दूसरा शो आपका ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है? Remember जब वो वॉइस बॉक्स की सर्जरी स्कैल्पल से की उसने, and वो सारी की सारी सर्जरी अभिमन्यु बिरला without giving them anesthesia करता है. Amazing show.
Actually, I know people उसके बारे में बोल रहे थे anesthesia के बारे में, but मैंने कभी लिखा नहीं उसमें, but they show उसको इंजेक्ट कर रहे थे.
हाँ, पर वो anesthesia, she's not under, she's breathing. I mean, she's literally होश में और उसकी वॉइस बॉक्स की सर्जरी कर रहा है.
हाँ, वो है, मतलब वो जो उन्होंने दिखाया कि उसको डाला एनेस्थीसिया, उसको लगा कि नहीं वो लगा. बट वो तो महान वो था.
टीवी के हिंदी सीरियल के डॉक्टर्स अमेजिंग होते हैं. Actually, I have to tell you something, Antara. एक डॉक्टर है वो जो हर सीरियल में डॉक्टर बनता है, एक आदमी है
हाँ, उसका
वो
काम
हर
ही
सीरियल में वो एक बार वो ये रिश्ता में भी डॉक्टर था, वो कुंडली भाग्य में भी डॉक्टर था। जहां पर डॉक्टर की जरूरत होती है फिल्म सिटी में, वो बंदा अपना बैग लेके पहुंच जाता है।
जो हॉस्पिटल का सेट होता होगा ना, जो ये लोग रेंट करते होंगे, वो वहीं पे बैठा रहता होगा कि हेलो डॉक्टर ये तो मतलब वो ही कम्स पार्ट ऑफ दैट सेट, लाइक यू नो ये डॉक्टर
He
आपका।
probably rents the set out with his bag and his face.
बट स्टूपिडिटी तो ये तो ठीक है कि कुछ भी दिखाते हैं, कुछ भी प्रोसीजर, हम वी हैव स्पोकन अबाउट दिस बिफोर, लाइक यू नो फेस चेंज कर देना, हाइट चेंज कर देना, कुछ भी चेंज कर देना। Doctors are miracle workers in ITV. They can do any, and they are called like miracle doctor. कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. You just have to find a doctor, and that doctor will do it for you. Like you know, who any like extraterrestrial idea you have कि भाई मेरे को तीसरा हाथ चाहिए इस बंदे के साथ, you will ITV will find a doctor who will do that for you. They have no like boundaries of what is reality and what has exceeded into fiction. They will fiction bhi nahi, science fiction bhi nahi, like
what does it take for a show that has a doctor as a lead to have a medical consultant who tells them what to do and what not to do? What does it take for somebody to hire a medical consultant on a show?
yes.
Exactly. अब वो इतना सारा पैसा डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हो with the credibility of not knowing the basic procedures of doctors. इससे अच्छा ये नहीं कि मेडिकल कंसल्टेंट रख लो शो।
इनको तो ये तो ऐसी सारी चीजें हैं जो कोई भी मेडिकल स्टूडेंट आपको बता देगा कि ना ये लोग मेडिकल टर्म्स में कर रहे हैं, ना ये लोग एथिकल चीजें करते हैं, क्योंकि डॉक्टर तो ऐसे बिकाऊ भी होते हैं आईटीवी में डीएनए रिपोर्ट।
हाँ बिल्कुल, डीएनए हम तो लास्ट वीक बोले था डीएनए रिपोर्ट्स कैसे चेंज हो जाती है, आईटीवी से पूछ लो।
तो डॉक्टर्स के पास ना स्किल होता है, क्योंकि ऑपरेशन भी तो कभी वो जो मतलब वो ऑब्वियसली क्लिप एग्जैजरेटेड था, बट ऑपरेशन भी वो जाके वो कर देती ना, वो कहा तुम पहले क्लिप में की, और वो रोहित सिप्पी गेट्स एग्री, इज लाइक व्हाट, क्या करे क्या
I have to tell you, remember that वो एक पिक्चर थी जिसमें कादर खान आइडिया देता है कि ये बंदा मर गया है पर but all the information is in the guy's head, okay? वो सुरेश ओबेरॉय को बोलता है कि ऐसा करते हैं, इसका हम ब्रेन ट्रांसप्लांट कर लेते हैं और इसके ब्रेन किसी और की बॉडी में डाल देते हैं, इससे सारी इंफॉर्मेशन ट्रांसफर हो जाएगी नई बॉडी में, तो देन वी कैन आस्क द पर्सन क्वेश्चंस एंड द पर्सन विल बी एबल टू आंसर।
हाँ, ये टाइप का जो भी सोच लेते हैं ना हमारे दिमाग में, आईटीवी के डॉक्टर्स वो कर बैठते कि तुमने ये सोचा मैं ये कर दूं। ये इनकी खासियत है, दे आर मिरेकल वर्कर्स। तो इनको कभी भी कोई भी ऐसे कुछ भी इमेजिनरी सिम्टम, एक तो इनका डिटेक्शन भी इतना शानदार होता है, ये कभी भी किसी को भी बोल देते हैं कि इनफर्टाइल हो, फिर वो 1 महीने बाद प्रेग्नेंट हो जाती है। और
हर आईटीवी बहू जो इनफर्टाइल होती है वो प्रेग्नेंट हो जाती है अल्टीमेटली।
हाँ,
ये ऑब्वियसली वो इंडियन बहू है, बच्चा होना बहुत जरूरी है, अपना बच्चा नहीं होगा तो कैसे चलेगा।
हाँ, तो मतलब इनका क्रेडिबिलिटी तो क्या ही होता है, चेकअप क्या होता है भगवान जाने क्या, व्हाटएवर दे आर ट्राइंग टू शो। इससे ज्यादा डिस्पेंसरी क्लिनिक टाइप का दिखा दो, व्हाट इज द नीड टू शो लाइक ये दिस बिग हॉस्पिटल और यहाँ पे जाके चोरी चकारी, उससे शो ना ऐसे गली वाले जो डिस्पेंसरी में होते हैं वहां पे जाके दिखाओ ना, वो डॉक्टर भी ऐसे होते हैं, वो नब्ज देख के तुमको सारी दवाई देते हैं, वो रियलिटी है बहुत लोगों। तो उसी टाइप का डॉक्टर दिखाओ ना कि हाँ ये डॉक्टर मंगत राम है, ये तुम्हारा नाम देख के बता रहे हैं। तो इस टाइप की स्टूपिडिटी करनी है तो लाइक यू नो दे से लाइक वो वी आर गोइंग टू द बिगेस्ट हॉस्पिटल इन इंडिया, इसका ये इलाज कराएंगे, एंड देन द डॉक्टर डज स्टूपिडिटी लाइक जस्ट चिल ब्रो, ऐसे करेंगे
just chill bro। वो तुम्हारी वाइफ लाइफ सपोर्ट पर है, बस you chill। थैंक गॉड वो डायलॉग नहीं बोला दवा से ज्यादा दुआ की जरूरत है, right?
अब क्या मतलब मेरे को सच में like you know when I watch these ITV shows and that scene was so brilliantly written, but even in that show at one point they did like in the end उसको TRP की वजह से they had to ruin it कि उसका ऑपरेशन जो हुआ था डैड का, उसका जो पेस मेकर लगा था, उस पेस मेकर का जो बैटरी या जो भी था उसका like you know to blackmail the son, वो बैट मतलब वो
They
the
took over the
बुआ
remote,
has
or yeah, they took
she
over.
has the remote which can turn it off. मतलब ये does this really exist in real life कि you can turn off a pacemaker? No, but that show which started by like you know mocking TV shows which make mockery of medical science, in the end they also resorted to something so stupid कि you can turn off the pacemaker via remote.
The sorry state of all of this is when you look at a cinema coming out of a certain country, or you look at shows coming out of a certain country, it it tells you the state of mind of those people, because they accept those concepts, they accept those shows, and they accept the logic that these shows and stories present. When we watch shows coming out of course, America, it's sophisticated, and nobody will buy a plot like this and believe it, or even watch it, right? They'll throw it out a window. Similarly, you see shows out of Korea because of the Korean wave. None of them are illogical in their plot execution. None of them. They will never have a scene where a doctor does things like this. They will never. So the ethical aspect of the shows are very high. They show people in ethical professions as professionals, as ethical. Even if there is a bad person in between, that bad person doesn't stay. I mean, there's shades to that bad person. That bad person isn't.
They show like you know they don't show like he they're thinking about he changing the like oh my family needs like you know they show that like that it would be like a 2 minute scene, but they would show focus on that person ki why that person agreed to do something like that.
Exactly.
And then you show they even show that person later on, they show him repenting, him or her repenting and feeling bad about it, completely.
Exactly. And that tells you how the society thinks. The society as a whole thinks of shows like this. Even Chinese dramas, same thing. I mean, if you show a bad person doing bad things, they will show the repentance aspect of it. They will show the redemption aspect of it as well. But they will not show it illogically. It won't be just out of whack.
Yeah,
There'll be romantic shows, like we have romantic shows coming out of India. But they will have romantic shows where romance is part of life, but there is a very logical work life, and that logical work life would have real plots, real issues, real life. It won't be illogically drawn that the guy just goes to office and sits around like and comes back home and romances the heroine and does these little plotting happening in the background and everything. So all of that does not exist, but it's reflection of what the society would accept, right? It's a reflection of what the audience is accepting. And unfortunately, our audience accepts this thing. They accept these horrible, illogical plots because, hey, it's just ITV, but they don't realize it's a reflection on how the society is. The society is kuch bhi chalta, we don't care.
कुछ भी चलता है, we don't care. They are very casual about everything. Even we as a society are very casual about everything, including मतलब
even morality. It shows you the level
morality
of
तो दूसरी बात
morality
है,
in the
we are
society.
casual, we are so casual with death. Like you know कोई इंसान मर जाए, we are so casual about that. We're so casual about rape. We're so casual
We're
about
casual about medical malpractice. We're casual about evil people not getting their dues. We're casual about
we're
societal
casual about
societal
corruption.
harm towards women. We're casual about all these things, and it's a big reflection. Indian television is a big reflection on what is acceptable to the Indian audience.
Yeah, that's exactly. If you read some of the like, unfortunately I don't live in India right now, and when I visit like you know of course I've grown up over there, like I'm here for like the past 5-6 years, but मुझे पता है वहाँ पे लोगों की mentality क्या है. And you know when the Nirbhaya case happened, I was a student in Delhi. We lived, I was in IIT We were very close to the actual accident site. That was like on my route. हम लोग जाते थे वहाँ पे for our classes. And I used to be so scared to go back. Like मुझे याद है, I had a panic attack. I was coming back from my Christmas break from my hometown, or train mein, like when my family came to drop me off, I had panic attack. That was 16 December for you, and I was going back on like 1st Jan and anything, and I was shaking. I was like, मुझे नहीं जाना, मुझे डर लगा. That was reality for me. But you know what? The parlor auntie that I visited in my hometown said like, उसको अकेले जाने की क्या जरूरत है, वो निकली क्यों? क्योंकि this just shows कि वो क्या कैजुअलनेस, इतना हीनियस क्राइम है जो मेरा ऐसे रोंगटे खड़ा, मतलब मिड ट्रेन के बीच में मेरा ब्रेक डाउन हो रहा है. पैसेंजर्स आर सूदिंग मी, मेरे मम्मी पापा आर वरीड अबाउट मी, वो लोग मुझे छोड़ के गए, दे आर कॉन्स्टेंटली कॉलिंग मी. And then we have people like this who are so casual about something so heinous which happened. We are casual about kids being kidnapped and sold into human trafficking. We are casual about people dying in accident and you not helping them.
There's no end of this. There's no end of this. The fact of the matter is that content coming out of a country is a reflection on its society, because the society has accepted that content. So honestly, I think more than the Indian TV serial producers and directors and actors who need to reflect on what they're making, it's the audience that needs to reflect on what are they watching.
क्योंकि इनको डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता है कि कभी किसी क्राइम के लिए कोई पनिश हो जाए ना, इनको ये डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता. मैं अभी मेरा जो टच होता है वो सिर्फ आईजी के कमेंट सेक्शन से होता है. उसमें अगर किसी को ब्राइबरी के लिए, या जो जैसे आरोही ने किया था, she got caught and all this, ना, they cannot in their mind digest that somebody can get punished for something like this. They are like कि रियल लाइफ में तो मर्डर करके भी 2-3 महीने जेल में रहो और उसके बाद 50 लाख पूरा प्रॉपर अमाउंट कोट करते हैं कि इतना अमाउंट देके छूट सकते हो, फिर इसको किस बात की सजा मिल रही है, ऐसा क्या कर दिया इसने. मतलब ये इनका थॉट. तो इनको अगर आप दिखाओगे भी ना कि somebody is getting like किसी ने क्राइम किया and then they are paying for that crime, इनको ये डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता. दे आर लाइक, अरे यार बहुत गलत हुआ बेचारे के साथ, 7 साल के लिए जेल में डाल दिया क्योंकि उसने मर्डर. ये तो बाकी लोग तो छूट जाते हैं, ये क्यों नहीं छूटा, ये मेरा फेवरेट कैरेक्टर है, इसके साथ गलत हुआ. लाइक दैट इज हाउ देयर ब्रेन वर्क्स. ये लोग को आप दिखा दो ना, अगर कोई पनिश हो रहा है तो इनको लगता है कि गलत हो रही है, क्योंकि इनके लिए नॉर्मल है कि पनिश नहीं होता. इनके लिए नॉर्मल है कि आप करप्शन करके बच जाए. इनके लिए नॉर्मल है कि लड़की असॉल्ट हो जाती है. ये नॉर्मल है. इनके लिए अब नॉर्मल है कि क्राइम को पनिश किया जाए. ये हमारे सोसाइटी की सोच है. I know we have diverged from the medical negligence topic, but this is
it had to be told, Antara. And honestly, this is the question for the audience. Are you okay with reflecting a society like this to the rest of the world? Because right now you are being judged because you are making it possible. You're watching this shit. Anyway, with that, we come to the end of today's episode of Kahin Kissi Roast. We will see you next week with yet another episode of our show. Till then, bye.
Bye.